Welcome to Garland Drake TV. We're going to do a couple techniques on perming the hair. I'm here with Lynn Tran.
Hello.
She's going to do a chopstick wrap. I'm just going to do a spiral wrap. We're using a smaller application here, match up with the client's hair. We'll be describing both ways. Why don't you show me what tools you got?
Okay, so what I use are chopsticks and a hairband right here. And the way I create my rods is I tie the band around the end of the chopsticks. So normally if you want to perm with tools that you can use over again, you might want to go with plastic chopsticks instead. With these bamboo chopsticks, I won't be reusing them because of the porous surface.
Right, it absorbs the product. So
what I'm wrapping today are side pieces. These are 16 inches, Raymond?
Yes.
Are they? Okay. So I want to make sure that my hair is very straight and even, so I'm going to comb through it. I'm going to take the end of it, tuck it right in, and start wrapping in a circle 8 motion around the rods here.
Now, is your hair wet there?
Yes, it is. So if I get any unevenness, I can just take my comb and go through it to smooth it out.
And you keep tension the whole time?
Yeah, I hold tension on it
with
my thumb here to keep it in place as I'm wrapping. Okay, so I'm finishing off my wrap right here, placing the paper under, keeping my thumb on to keep the hair in place. I'm going to wet this paper down. Just wrap that top edge over and the bottom around. So we got that one done.
Now when I'm doing a spiral wrap here, again, she's got tension on hers. I always keep tension here. I like to put it up, the paper up, and then bring it down as I'm going. That keeps that tension, and then it kind of bites into the paper. I don't want to wrap directly around the rod because you'll end up with a fish hook. Just ends up with a curl like that. So I come at an angle when I'm starting, and actually throughout the whole process. And then I'm just doing an up-down motion zigzag. If you have any shorter hairs, you can take another paper and wrap it on here to keep those, but I like to use my finger because if I put another paper on there, the product might not penetrate. If I'm doing a steam perm, then I wouldn't have to worry about that because we don't use product on that. For this addition, we're going to be using solution to penetrate in, so we don't want as many papers. All I want to do is saturate on each one of these. Actually, I'm going to bring the towel right here, and I'm going to come and saturate completely, and then come back. And if there's any product left, I'll let Wynn use it. No, there'll be plenty left. All right, and that's all there is to that. We've got our timer here.
Now that Raymond's patched a torch on, you want to make sure that you're always wearing gloves for perms, okay?
Safe hairstyling.
Yes. So, make sure I saturate. And once I got one side, I'm going to flip it over. So flip all them over and then saturate the other side.
Okay, so I'm going to do a test here and see how we're coming along. Watch out for that solution. You can see how well it'll damage. And what I want to do is not have any tension when I'm pulling this away. So I'm unraveling it, and it should, there we go. We got the twist on there. Okay.
Yep,
I think I've got what I'm looking for. How are you doing?
Check mine here.
Actually, there's a minute or so that I'm going to go ahead and take mine off and start rinsing, so that way she can check on
Yeah,
hers.
so mine looks really good too. You can see that S-curve in there.
All right, we've done our rinse. I want to make sure that there's no product left on your head. She's rinsed her bucket there.
Yep, and I'm just towel blotting. I want to make sure I get a lot of that moisture out.
And I apply just the same as I did before. Like to saturate each rod and then come back over.
And just with the perm solution, I'm going to flip them over and neutralize the back side as well. Did I put enough neutralizer on here?
Yeah, it's swimming in it there.
Yeah.
Well, it's no good for any use afterwards. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Our neutralizing process is finished, so now we're doing the final rinse. Sometimes you can leave the hair on the rod if you want to get a crisp curl and let it air dry. You can hang it in the dryer, or you can leave it on a towel. It's all personal preference, but you have to make sure to get rid of all of the processing solution. Okay, we've finished the rinse on the neutralizer. Now we're ready to unwrap. You can leave them on the rods if you want a crisper curl. It's a preference. You can lie them on a towel to dry. You can hang them in a dryer. The hanging part, the curls may stretch a little bit, so watch out for that when you go to show them to your client. They might not see the true curl that's there.
Okay. So I'm going to unwrap one of mine to show you what they look like. You can actually easily slide off the band from the top. So they'll separate. So you can just twist them up in a circular motion and they should slide right out. That. So you see you'll get an S-curl pattern in there, or zigzag. I usually like to leave mine on the rods for them to dry, so I'll leave the rest of these to dry. I'll usually put them in a dryer and just let them dry on their own too.
So you can see a difference in the texture of the curls here. When this goes around in a spiral wrap, and you have a zigzag on the two comparisons if they zoom in on that. Perming is something to add more artistry to the business. Get creative, have fun with it.
Yes, and perming can be very good for photo shoots as well. You can perm hair additions that your client normally wouldn't wear on a regular day.
Different textures.
Yeah, get different textures that people normally don't have in their hair and get creative with it. Have fun.
Right, think out of the box. You can even do it as a set, you know, use a gel. You could use the chopsticks and set a pattern, or even perming rods with lotion. Yeah, anything that you want to do. The only limitation is your imagination.